if you were seeing great success with ChatGPT 4.0 when it was here, and now things have all moved to ChatGPT 5 and you're like, I'm not getting the same results. It seems like it's not thinking clearly, it's not doing things properly, I'm not getting the same results as I used to. This video is for you. Today, I'm going to break down exactly how to use ChatGPT 5 properly and 4 really simple steps to get dramatically better results. If you've used earlier models and you felt pretty good about your prompts, ChatGPT changes the game really if you know how to do it properly. So that's what we're going to be jumping into in this video. So let's get moving. Now, the first thing we have to address is why this kind of got harder in the first place, because unless you know, it's kind of hard to get over this. A lot of people that I've kind of researched are calling this the value gap. With ChatGPT 5, really people who don't understand prompting, or what we're calling, or what they're calling novice prompters, are really having a tougher time. So if you're throwing in like a one-liner or a couple of liners that you used to get good results from, it's tougher. Here's why that's happening. Because instead of you picking a single model, like in the ChatGPT 4, 4.0, 4.5, deep research, instead of you picking one model here and toggling a bunch of different settings, what ChatGPT 5 does is it actually decides, based on your prompt, what you write in, what model it should take to route to, how much reasoning to apply to it, and then how verbose to be. So in other words, what I'm saying is your words now steer more under the hood decisions than ever before, which really puts a lot of emphasis and responsibility on what you're inputting into that chat, which really seems almost counterintuitive, because we're like, okay, as these get more intelligent, shouldn't we have to do less? It doesn't seem like that's the case right now. So if your prompt is kind of fuzzy, the system's choices are going to get fuzzy too. This is why we have to become master prompters, and the better your instructions, the better the model's internal choices are going to be, which and then are going to get the better results for you. So let's dive into these 4 tips that are going to fix this for you instantly so you can move forward with power. Okay, so the first one is structured prompting. Now, what does this mean? I've kind of done a lot of looking at a lot of people talking about this, and this is really using what we call simple XML style tags. So let me share my screen here and you'll be able to see this. So you can see in here, we have context, task, and format. These are the big kind of 3 structures. You've probably seen social posts shown, if you follow any AI people on Instagram, you've probably seen like, OpenAI just released the exact prompting mechanisms on how to do XYZ. This is pretty much it. So it works, it's because structure reduces the GPT to go all over the place. XML style tags like this you're seeing on the screen are a super easy and reliable way to do it. So these are the 3 blocks that are recommended here. So look at the first one here. This is context. So context is just the background information the model needs to know. So if we're looking at an example here, you're helping a realtor plan a 4-week social media series about first-time home buying. The audience is young couples, and the goal is to increase saves and shares, right? Because that's what we want on Instagram, or this could be DMs from leads. It could be whatever your goals are, put it there, okay? So that's the context of what it needs to know. Big piece. So you really want to be clear with this. Then we go into the task. This is the task is like exactly what you want to be done. Create a 4-week content plan with 3 posts per week. Each post needs a hook, 3 bullets, and a call to action. Again, this can be whatever you want, but you want that task to absolutely hit it right nail on the head. Like, this is what I want you to do. And then the final one is format. How you want this presented. Do you want it in bullet points? Do you want a table? Do you want steps? Like, what tone do you want this in? How long do you want it to be? So here we've got return a markdown table with columns for the week, the post, the hook, the bullets, and the call to actions. And then we're saying, think deeply, be extremely thorough, and double check your work. This is critical to get right. So now, instead of going to ChatGPT and just saying, hey, I want you to give me a 4-week social media program for first-time home buyers, and then it just takes what you've said and it's like, oh, all right, I'll try and figure it out. The results might be okay, but now in this type of context, task, and format, we've given it clear, structured instructions for it to know exactly what to do. Because the context prevents hallucinations by giving the model the world it's supposed to be operating in. The task creates one clear outcome outcome that you're looking for, and then the format tells it precisely how to deliver it. And in the format piece here at the bottom, you can see that we've actually got some what we call trigger words in here. And this is the next point. We're going to use trigger words. So that is our structured prompting, which brings us on to our point number 2. The tip number 2 is to use trigger words. You can actually see this in the prompt here, but I just want to talk to you about it for a minute. We want to unlock deeper reasoning, and there are certain phrases that will nudge GPT-5 to slow down and to think a little bit harder before it actually responds to you. So you use them literally in your prompt, like think deeply, be extremely thorough, double check your work. This is critical for you to get right. If you say them plainly, that's how you're going to get the best results. And you can see that we've done here. Think deeply, be extremely thorough, and double check your work. This is critical to get right. This is after we've told it what the format is. And if you say them plainly like this, and put them inside your instructions every time, you're telling the model, don't rush through this, reason carefully, think carefully about this. And this guidance starts to affect how much internal thinking ChatGPT 5 will do before it responds to what you're saying. So make sure that in your prompt, you're putting something like think deeply and extremely thorough. This is critical to get right. Double check your work for logic, errors, and missing steps before you answer. This one piece alone will noticeably improve the quality of the outputs that you're getting, especially for planning things, analysis that you're doing, and any multi-step tasks that you do inside of GPT. Okay, our third tip here is to use a prompt optimizer before the real task is actually sent through. This is a really powerful workflow because what you can do here is let ChatGPT improve your prompt before you use it. So what you do is you would take your rough draft and throw it into a prompt optimizer that returns a version that follows best practices. So I'll show you a really handy dandy GPT that's available in the store. If you go to custom GPTs here and just type in prompt, the first one that pops up is prompt engineer. This is a really, really good one. So what you want to do is come here once you open it and hit improve my prompt. Boom, right like this. And it's going to be like, cool, send me your prompt, show me what you want, and then we can go here. So I'm just going to paste that entire prompt here and we'll see what it comes back with. So it's going to look over everything and go through it, check what you've written, the kind of base prompt you've put together, and improve it using the best practices. So this is really, really good. What it's going to check is things like structure. Does it have the clear roles, the constraints, the deliverables? It's going to check for any gaps, like what's missing to increase accuracy and usefulness. And then it'll give you a full-on big prompt that is going to be much better for you to use. So look at what it's given us here. So context, now it's saying, I'll zoom in here so you guys can see us a little better. You're a senior real estate social media strategist specialized in first-time home buyer campaigns. The audience is young couples buying the first home. The objective maximizes save shares and DMs from leads. Brand voice, it's going to give us a brand voice here. You can change that for obviously whatever you would do. It's going to give you a gap to put in market, so your city. Platforms that you're going to focus on. Guardrails, so don't give legal or financial advice. Like, that's awesome. No guarantees, clear, inclusive language. So you can see that it's taken even that prompt that was pretty well put together, and it's given us a massive piece of it. You know, diversity requirements across 12 posts. Let's do carousels, reels. Avoid repeating hooks, CTAs, or tips. Include 2 local twists, 2 myth bust posts, 1 checklist. This is dialed in. So now look at the prompt we've got now. It's an absolute beast, and that's going to be pretty phenomenal for what we've got. So if you want like something packaged like this, just come up and find the prompt engineer GPT and throw it into that. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's just super streamlined, and you can throw it in there and it will give you that back. So this is a really great tool that I use all the time, especially if I maybe don't have a lot of time to write out a big prompt or really think about the engineering piece. You can throw a few lines in here and it will give you it. But again, the more that you can do up front, the better it will give results from this specific GPT. And then the last tip for me is that you need to know that words matter. So you need to make sure that you remove any contradictions that you're putting in that it kind of stalls the model. GPT-4 and GPT-5 are both excellent at following instructions, but that's that's kind of the problem. If you include any contradictions, the model over analyzes what you're saying and can get stuck when it's trying to actually satisfy the goals, because it will see like two incompatible things and try and work on both. So if you wrote something like, write a 1-paragraph summary, be extremely detailed and keep it under 80 words, that's a pretty conflicting thing, right? 1 paragraph plus under 80 words plus extremely detailed, that doesn't really exist. So you really want to think about the language, by saying something like, write a single paragraph under 80 words focused on the 3 most important details. If needed, list assumptions after the paragraph. Okay, so you really want to clean things up, because I think that's a lot of things that you put in there. You might be like, I need a super detailed, home buyer report, but make it very simple and easy. And so like you've gone from super detailed to super easy, and these things don't really make sense to the GPT because it's seeing 2 trains of thought. It's going to try and go down at the same time. So if you use clean, non-conflicting instructions, it's going to make GPT-5 work way faster, clearer, and super accurate. So hopefully you can see how this all kind of stacks together, this kind of quick recipe for this. You start with the structure, the context, the task, the format. From there, we're going to make sure we've got trigger words in there, thinking deeply, extremely thorough, check your work, double check it. This is critical. From there, we're going to run it through the prompt optimizer to get us the biggest and best prompt result, to tighten up the vagueness, fix the structure, fill the gaps, and then we just want to scan through it and make sure there are no contradictions inside of this prompt that is given us back before we hit enter. Because if 2 instructions fight each other, it's just going to pick one and go with it. So if you do that, you'll feel the gap between outputs and outputs really fast. And just as an example, let's go ahead and we'll copy this and we'll throw it in to an actual chat and see how well this does. Now that we've gone through everything, let's go ahead and throw it in and see what it spits out. Because for this, what we're doing here is ChatGPT is going to reward the clarity that we've given it us. It's taking out the fuzziness, it's choosing the best model route to go down, and the reasoning depth and the verbosity that is based on the instructions that we're giving it. And you can usually tell by how long it actually thinks on this thing. So you can see that it's putting all this together right now. It's showing you how it's thinking. Because if we give it the structure, if we give it the trigger words, if we optimize the prompts, if we keep the instructions conflict free, this is where we're going to get something really, really good from the output from GPT. So let's see what it spits out. Okay, so you can see that it thought for 1 minute and 15 seconds. Oops, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in. You can see that it thought here for 1 minute and 15 seconds before it gave us anything out. That's a really good length of amount of time for us. So week 1, readiness and budgeting. First, home readiness checklist for couples. Perfect. Here are the bullet points. Here's the CTA. How much can we comfortably afford? Start with the 28-36 rule, adjust for your realities, add true monthly cost utilities. And look at this. Now we have some really good content that we can start to build out, which is clear, which is for the target avatar, which is not going to run itself over, which is not going to repeat itself, which is not going to have the same CTA for every single thing. And now we've got some really good content instead of just throwing in a 1-liner prompt and taking what we can get and then halfway through it realizing, oh man, this is rubbish. Now we've got something really, really great. So that is the process. That's how we prompt properly inside of GPT-5. If you want to know more about how you can integrate AI into your real estate business, this is something that our record-breaking group at our brokerage does. So if you want to chat, there's a link below. Feel free to reach out. Let's jam out. Let's see where you're at in your business, how AI could integrate into it, how I can help you with that process, and maybe partner and go from there. If not, at least subscribe, do something, and we'll see you on the next one.